Okay. So we need to log into the Salesforce instance that we created yesterday. So how do we log into Salesforce?
Login dot
Shell.
Salesforce.
Very good. So login.salesforce.com. If I want to log into the test, the sandbox, then what do I do?
s.salesforce.com.
Very good. So this is the username, and I hope I remember my password. So you all can also log into your to your system if you want. So the first time when you log into your system, you may get this thing where you can register yourself with by giving your mobile number. The purpose of this is for authentication and for security reasons. In case you are logging in from your credentials using another device, the other device will have a different IP address compared to this laptop, right? So they just want to verify that it's you who's trying to log in from another device. So it will send you an OTP and then you can use that. Okay. That's why this verification comes. Okay. It will not come every time you log in from the same device. Okay. It will come only when you clear the cookies. Like suppose you clear the browser history and you log in, it may come. If you log in from different systems, then it will come, right? So depends. I'm just not going to register. I'll say remind me later. So once I log into Salesforce, this is the screen I'm going to land on. Yesterday, we created an application. Do you all remember how to create an application?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me the steps to create an app?
First of all, we have to go to QuickFind.
Mm-hmm.
There we have to go to App Manager.
Mm-hmm. Then,
Yeah, after that we have to go to New Lightning app.
okay, very good. New Lightning button, and then you will have 6 steps, correct? So in yesterday, we created an app. How do I launch? How do I access the app?
App launcher.
So from this app launcher, which is on the left side, so let's access our app.
Right, ma'am.
So I hope you all created your own apps.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So now we are in this application. Okay. In this application, we need to know what is an application first. So what is an application? It's collection of objects, right? So we have multiple objects in an application which serve the features of the business requirements, right? That's what is an application. So we learned how to create an app, but we have not fulfilled the requirements of the application, right? So yesterday I came up with this use case that we'll create an application for a product based company called iTech that's going to sell, like, I think phones, various different branded phones, and we want to maintain customer information, employee information, staff information, right, new hire information and such, right? But here, what is the missing pieces? Like, what information we don't have from this table that we have already displayed? There's
Fields.
lead, contact, account, products, home, right? But what other information that we want to maintain is not here as a table? New hires, right? New hire information. Like if I want to hire people for this company, where will I maintain that information? I don't have a table for that, correct? Understanding what I'm saying? Should I repeat?
Please repeat. Ma'am.
So what are objects in Salesforce? Objects are nothing but tables which maintain data, right? And we have some standard tables like leads, contacts, accounts, products, home, and we saw much more yesterday. There are lots of standard objects to maintain data in the Salesforce. What we want to do is we have created this iTech app to maintain some information, right? What are the information we want to maintain? We defined yesterday in the app, right? Like customer information, product information. And if they want to hire new people, like they want to hire HRs or salespeople or service representatives, then we want a table to maintain the employees, right? So that employee table is not here readily provided by Salesforce. So what we can do is we can create a table in Salesforce, okay, without writing code. And in order to create the table, we need to go to setup. And we need to click on object manager. Okay. And in the object manager, you see a button on the top right called create, and you want to create a custom object. So what is custom object? Custom object is nothing but a custom table. Now, what object are we planning to create? What is my use
New
case?
hire.
New hire.
Nice.
Yeah.
So new hire, which means he's not yet an employee, but he is a candidate who's applying for a job, right? Understanding what I'm saying? So he is not yet an employee of iTech, but he is a candidate who's trying to apply for a job. And now we want to maintain a table for people who apply for a job, hence the name candidate. So I'm giving the table name as candidate. The plural form is candidates. Does it start with vowel sound? No, it does not, right? So I'm not going to checkbox this. Like I said, label and API name. Yesterday I gave the difference. Can one of you tell me what is the difference between name and API name?
API refers to domain.
Sorry, API refers to what?
Domain.
No. So name is nothing but the front end name, right? Like if I look at the screen, what I see is the name. API stands for Application Programming Interface. So if you want to use this particular object in any programming interfaces like logics in the validation or any code, then you have to go with the API name, okay, which is this. Okay. Then whenever you create a table in Salesforce, there is one field that has to be mandatory. Like it's almost like you create an Excel and you save the Excel without a column, right? What is the purpose of Excel then? So what Salesforce does is when you're creating an object, it enforces you to create a mandatory field. And that field can either be a text or an auto-generated number. So I'm just going to select text for now and give it as candidate name. Okay. Now, these four things are very important for your certification or interview questions. So when you create an object, the question is, what are the four options available at the time of object creation? These are the four options, and you guys should know it at the tip of your tongues. It's allow reports, allow activity, field history tracking, allow in chatter groups. Okay. I need to checkbox all of this. Now, what is the meaning of allow reports? So when I checkbox this, that means you can create a report on this table, right? If you don't checkbox, you cannot create a report on this table. Allow activity. Okay. Activity in Salesforce is divided into two. It is tasks and events. Okay. So what is a task? In general, what do you think is a task?
Work.
Give me an example of a work which is a task.
like giving the time, for example, for a content moderator, they'll give a tickets of target of 450. It should be completed uh, within the time they will be telling. Like it is a
Good.
task.
Good. So if I give you an assignment and tell you do it by tomorrow, it's a task for you, right? And if I tell you to go set up a meeting with all the people for the interview, then it's your task to make sure that you are coordinating for interview, right? So that's what is a task. Okay, and events, right? Activity is tasks and events, like I told. And event is nothing but you can schedule an interview. That's an event, right? Birthday or service anniversaries or work anniversaries, all these are events, right? So if I do not checkbox allow reports, then for candidates I cannot create a task or I cannot create an event. Getting my point? What is allow tasks and events or allow activities?
In the task only, the sub event, sub things are events, or I'm not getting exactly.
Sorry, what did you not get exactly?
In you told task, no, and again events also. It is a sub part of task or separate field for the event.
So activity is nothing but tasks and events in Salesforce. Whenever
Yes.
you hear the word activity, that means activity is nothing but tasks and nothing but events. Okay. Now, if I do not checkbox this allow activity, then I cannot create a task or an event for the candidate. Okay. Got it? Okay, I assume you got it. The next is track field history. Once you checkbox this, okay, let's say candidate is a table now, and I create a record for this candidate, right? Let's say I created a candidate called Apoorva. Okay. The first time I created it, I gave the name as Apoorva, but then I realized that the candidate name is Apoorva Padiyar, right? So what I did, I came back and updated Apoorva to Apoorva Padiyar. So what happened here? There was a data change, right? So Apoorva changed from Apoorva to Apoorva Padiyar, right? So when there is change in the data and I want to track who changed the data, what time they changed the data, right? And what was the old value, what is the new value? If I want to track the data history, okay, of a particular field in this object, then I need to allow history tracking. If I do not checkbox this, then I cannot track the data changes. Understood the meaning of track field history? Yeah.
Yes.
Next one is allow in chatter groups. So what is this chatter? Chatter is like WhatsApp, right? Or it is like Messenger for Facebook. Likewise, in Salesforce, you have chatter where you can chat with the people who are residing inside of the Salesforce, right? I'll be showing you that once we create this object. So if I do not checkbox this, that means if I create a candidate called Apoorva, I cannot use that Apoorva record in a chatter group. Okay. It's like as good as saying in your WhatsApp, you can put at the rate whatever, right? At the rate the person's name and you can send hello. Correct. So like that, if I don't allow this candidate object to be used in the chatter group, then I cannot use the records of this candidate on the chatter group. Okay. So that's what this checkbox means.
For example, in the teams where the company will be providing to chat with the colleagues like that.
Yeah, correct. Like that, you have chatter in the Salesforce. Okay. But you cannot use this chatter outside of Salesforce. It's not like something which is outside of Salesforce. Chatter is inside of Salesforce. So if you want to chat with people inside by logging in to Salesforce, you can do that using chatter. Okay. So these are the 4 features. Please learn this. After I save the record, after I save this object, I'm going to ask you what are the four optional features. It's allowing reports, allow activity, allow tracking history, and allow in chatter groups. Okay. The next thing is these sharing rules. It's already a checkbox, so please leave it as it is. The meaning of this is nothing but if I click on allow sharing, that means the records of this object can be shared with people. Bulk API access means let's say there is 1 billion record created for candidate object, then all the 1 billion can be shared at once because it's bulk, right? So bulk access sharing I can do. Then the third one is streaming API access. So remember, whenever you hear the word streaming API, it means that you are trying to share this record to a system outside of the Salesforce. So if you want to share this record of candidate object outside of Salesforce, then you have to checkbox allow streaming API. So that's why already Salesforce has checkboxed all these 3 because it's important. If you want, you can uncheck it, but I would suggest it's a good practice to keep it checked. The next comes in development and deployed. Can one of you tell me the difference? What is this? What is
One
it?
doubt. Bulk API access means
Sorry?
allow bulk API access. The second one, in the objective classification, allow sharing means like sharing the screen kind of. Allowing a
No,
bulk.
no. It's not sharing the screen. It is sharing the record for this object.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is an object. Okay. So you are allowing the user to share the record of this object. But remember, it's only one record. But if you want to share millions of records, right, then you have to allow bulk. Bulk is nothing but many, right? You have to allow many records to be shared for this object, then it's bulk.
Okay.
Okay. Then can one of you tell me what is the difference between in development and deployed? You can guess.
Like deployed means final stage. Development means like for a requirement, it is still in the process.
Very good. So exactly the same thing. If you put this as in development, then what is going to happen is the person who is creating this object, okay, only they can see this object in the system. Even if I am a system admin and let's say Ramya is the system admin, right? 2 people are there in this org, both are system admins. And if Apoorva created this object and put it as in development, despite Ramya being a system admin, she cannot see this because it is in development. Okay. The minute I put deployed, then all the people in the org who are system admins will see this object.
Like in development, only the person can see or your team can see, like whoever
Only
having.
you.
Only you. Okay.
Yeah. In development means the person who's creating, only they can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one is allow search. So yesterday we spoke about 2 types of searches. Do you guys remember what are the 2 searches? Yesterday we spoke about search bars, right?
Yeah. Quick search and global search.
Very good. So what is the difference between quick find and global search?
Whatever the apps we have already have, we can search it in a
Hello. I think you're breaking up.
quick search, quick find.
Sorry, could you repeat that? You were breaking up.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the apps we have already, we can search it through quick find.
Hmm.
I mean, launched up apps.
Okay.
And
What about global search? Why do we use that?
To search data.
Very good. To search data, we use global search. To search metadata, we use the quick find, right? So here we are creating this object, okay? This object has data in it, okay? And if we do not checkbox this allow search, then I cannot search the data of this object from the global search. I will not be able to find this any data related to candidates from global search. So I need to click on allow search. Getting the meaning of allow search?
Yes.
The next one is this is optional features, okay, but I would suggest please go ahead and select add notes and attachments, because for every object you want to add some notes or you want to do some attachments, then you have that ability here to create notes and attachments. Then the next thing, this is a very, very important step. Please observe. This is a step to create a tab. Okay, so what is a tab? A tab is nothing but an entry point to your object, right? So these are the tabs: leads, contacts, account, product. These are tabs. So if I want the object to appear as a tab, I can checkbox this saying launch new custom tab, or I can uncheck this and save. And I need to go to setup all over again in the quick find, look for tabs and create a tab, right? So I will show you both. So now I'll just checkbox this and I will say save. So what did I do? I created an object, okay? It is very simple. It takes less than 1 minute to create an object. Because I explained you the concepts, it took 10 minutes, right? But if I didn't explain you all this, for you guys, hands-on will be only less than 1 minute to create a table in Salesforce. Now, this is a tab page. The definition of tab, please write down. It is an entry point to an object. The only way to enter into an object to create the record in Salesforce manually, right? I repeat, if you want to create the record in Salesforce manually, the only way to do it is through tabs. So why I need tab? Because I need to create record for this object manually, right? That's why I need a tab. So now I'm going to select a style for this tab. You can select any random style. It doesn't matter. These are the, what do you call, icons they're giving. Okay. So candidate is the one, right? So you can select anything. I'm selecting people. Next. For now, I'm not going to explain this page because it comes as part of your security. So you guys will get confused. Just keep it as default on. Please remember this step. Just keep it as default on for now and do next. We'll do all this as part of security anyway. This step is again, where do you want this tab to be visible? We have created an application, correct? What is the app? iTech app. So I want this tab to be visible only in iTech app, because it doesn't make sense to have this tab in other applications, right? These are the standard applications Salesforce has, but my application is a custom one, which is here. So I've selected that and hit save. So what did I do? I created an object. I created a tab for the object and I added it to my application. How do I test this now? How do I test if the tab is added to my app or not? Where should I go?
Ma'am, you just told the line to write down. Just can you repeat it again?
What is that?
That regarding you told just a line to wrote down. It's an important line.
Sorry, your voice
Go
is
to application.
very good. So we need to go to the application, right? How do I go to the application? Like this, by the app launcher, correct? So I need to go to the application. I'm already in the app, but I'm clicking again because it has to refresh. I just added it, right? So I go to the application and it should be there available for me in the drop down, right? So you see, I have candidates now. So what is a candidate? Candidate is an object. What kind of object it is? It is a custom object. Okay. How do I prove to you that it is a custom object? So if I go back to the object manager and look for the candidate table or object, you see the API name, right? What is the API name here? Candidate __ C. What does C stand for? Any guess or idea?
Custom.
Very good. So it is nothing but custom object. So it's very easy in Salesforce to identify what is standard object, what is custom object. Now you may get into a scenario where this is a standard object, right? Lead, contact, account, product. So lead, account, then contact, products, all these are standard objects, right? But let's say tomorrow you guys create another object called account. So account is going to be custom because you created it, right? But in Salesforce, there's already an account. So if you have two accounts in the system, how you will identify which is custom, which is standard? Your key will be the API name. Understanding this?
__.
Yes, __ C. Okay. Now you see it is deployed. That means everybody can see this object. Whoever are system administrators, they can see this object. Okay. Right now we don't have many users. I'm the only user, right, of this org. Hence, I can see it. Now I want to create a record in Salesforce for candidate. How do I do that? First, I need to go to the tab, right? What is the definition of the tab? What is a tab?
Entry point to create
Entry
record
point to
manually.
an object.
Very good. Entry point to create records manually. Remember, in Salesforce, if I want to create records, I can do many ways to create records. I can do data load. I can use external tools to load the data and all that. But manually, if I have to create a record, the only way to do it is through tabs. Okay. So I'm coming to this tab called candidate, and there's a new button on the top right. So if I click on new, what is it that you think I'll see if I click on new? What will I see? What did we do during object creation? Remember, did we add a field?
No.
What field we added?
Add note something, it is that one.
No, we added a column. We added a field. We added a text field. Candidate name. Remember? Are you guys remembering the step or should I show you?
Yes, ma'am.
So, while creating the object in this section, you see there is a candidate name and we have a text, right? And I told you guys that when you create an object, Salesforce enforces you to enter a field, right? You cannot create empty object. You need to have at least one field, either a text or an auto number for starters, right? Then you can add whatever fields you want. So when I click new, what should I see?
Candidate.
To create a field.
So when I click new, I'm going to see candidate name and I can enter the data. Getting my point?
Okay.
Understood this?
Yes. Like whatever we created before, it will be appear when we click on the new. It is right.
New, we are creating new record. Okay.
No, previously you have created a field or tab kind of, no? When we click on the new, it will be showing whatever the tab we have created previously, that form will be appeared here. Is it right?
Tab is this. These are
Okay.
tabs,
Okay.
right? This tab is nothing but containing object, right?
Okay.
An object is nothing but a table, right? And what do you expect to have in a table?
Data.
Field, right?
Field.
And what do you expect to have in a field? Data.
Data.
Right? So that's the end point, right? You create an object, you create a field, you enter the data, and the way you do that manually in Salesforce is this way, right? I created an object, and while creating an object, Salesforce told me you must and should create a field. So I selected candidate name as a field, and now I have one field. But is this field enough for me to get all the candidate information? What if there are 100 Apoorva Padiyas who attended the interview? Right? So what I need more fields, correct? To differentiate.
Yes.
So that is my next step. Okay, my next step is to identify the different fields and create the fields for this object. So I'm going to create one record and hit save, and we will see all the things that we did during object creation. Okay, so before that, you guys tell me what are the 4 features that we checkbox during the object creation.
Allow report, allow activities.
Okay, first allow reports, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, yes.
Then
Allow
what is-
activities.
So this is
Allow-
what I meant by allow activity, right? So if you see
Yes, yes.
here on the right side, there's a candidate called Jon Snow. Okay. And the person responsible for following up with Jon Snow is Apoorva, because she is the owner of this record. Getting my point? Now, what Jon Snow has to do is he needs to attend the interview for iTech. Okay. So what Apoorva will do is Apoorva needs to follow up with Jon Snow to get him scheduled an interview. So what Apoorva can do is create an activity or create a task. Getting this?
Yes.
So I can create a task and say schedule an interview with Jon Snow. Right? And due date I can give 10th. All right. And I can say status is whatever, in progress. I'm working now with this, right? And I save it. So I will keep getting snoozes till I complete this thing, right? Like, and then if it becomes overdue, it will show me that it is under overdue. If it is complete, it will show me as history. Okay. So this is what I can do with allow activity. So you guys told me allow reports, allow activity. Then what was the other thing?
Track the field history and enable the chat group.
Enable the chatter group. Very good. So the first and the third and fourth feature, we can not do it just with one step. Okay, we can do it with 3 or 4 more setups. Okay, that we will be learning as part of the admin going forward in the next set of topics. But for now, remember that this is the 4 features. Okay, and what other did we do? We said allow notes and attachments, right? So in the related list, you can actually see there's notes and attachments. So we can actually create, we can upload the resume, right, of Jon Snow. We can upload his resume, or we can upload some files related to his candidature, right? So like that, we can attach notes and attachments. So that completes your object creation. And the next set that I'll try to cover today is field creation, and we can wrap up. Okay. So I'm going back to my use case. So we created an object called candidate, and we have one field called candidate name. Okay. So what other fields do you think you need for candidate object? If a person is joining the company, what all information do you need?
Education, qualification,
So
designation.
Date of
let's
birth.
list that down. So we
Date
need
of birth.
date of birth, we need qualification. Somebody said, very good. Then,
Address.
Ex
okay, city.
experience.
Mail ID.
Okay. City, state, country, full address,
And mail ID is also required to
email
contact that person.
ID. Very good. Email ID is a must. Then what else? You
Contact
can
number.
experience.
Contact number.
Somebody said no number, years of
Experience.
okay. Phone number. Somebody said mobile. Then
Like if it is an application, the application number will be there, no?
okay. Agreed. What else? What else do you require? This current CTC, right? Everybody asks this when you all get a call. They'll ask you, right? What's your current CTC? What is your expected, right?
And location also, like he can work in
Address. Okay, okay.
he can work from, he can migrate to other state or other countries like that. They'll be asking, no, if we are living in Hyderabad and if you want to work in Bangalore or not, they'll be asking, are you
Okay.
willing or not?
Yeah, I'll say a location type, on-site, onshore, something like that. Okay. What else? Think more creative. What else do you need? Because as administrators, you guys need to get into these type of roles. Okay, they'll give you a requirement like this, right? That they want to have candidate information stored, so you can suggest.
Mandatory skills also will be required. Like if we
Very
are
good.
searching for a candidate of C, Java, or like that in a recruitment process, how we will be selecting the resume. In that
Hmm.
way, if we tell, we can get a point, clarity of it.
Very good. So
If
that's
he's
also
a
required.
fresher or an experienced person.
Yes.
Marital status.
Sorry, what's that?
Marital status.
Marital status. Very good. Marital status, gender, right? Okay. So I think this is good enough. Okay. We have done good justice for this fields to start off with. We can keep on increasing this, but let's stop here for.
Language is also main part.
Okay, very good. Language language is known, right? That's what you mean.
Yes.
So let me split current CTC. Okay, this is current CTC. I'll just put it like they also asked this, right? Fixed salary. Okay. Yeah, so these are the fields that we have to now sit and create. Okay. Now I'm not going to create all these fields, but we'll do a quick activity here. Okay. Now, whenever you want to create a field in Salesforce, the first step is to identify the object. So how do I do that? Always, I said in admin, whenever you want to do any admin activity, set up, right? That's the first step. So you click on setup. And on which object I want to create the fields? On which object are we creating this field now? Or fields? Candidate. What I'll do, I'll come here to object manager and look for candidate. Okay. So you see candidate custom object, and then I select this. In order to create a field, what is a field? First of all, field is column. in the table, right? That's what is field. Why are we creating the field? Because we want to enter the data. Without field, I cannot have data, right? That's the why. How to create the field? You need to go to setup, go to the object manager, select the object you want and click on fields and relationship. So once you go here, you see these are the fields that are already available. One field we created it, right? Candidate name. Other fields are called system fields. That means who created it, when they modified it, and who is the owner of the record. Right? These are the system fields. So this is an important thing for your certification. Nobody will ask this in interview, but please go through this, right? Which are the system fields and which are standard fields and what are the custom fields we can create. Now, in order to create the custom fields, we need to click on new. So once I click on new, you will see different data types, okay, in Salesforce. Now we'll go into the concept of data types later, but today I want to focus on the generic data type. Okay, generic data type. So all of you are aware what is data type, first of all? Is there anybody here who don't know what is the meaning of data type? Or are we all clear? I mean, do we know what is data type? Sorry.
Either it is a
Can you
character of
explain,
a
ma'am?
number or a text.
Sorry, come again.
Like it is either a text or a number.
Okay, that's what you feel data type is, right?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Variables.
Variables. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you what a data type is. Okay, whenever you're creating fields, no, whenever you're creating a column, you need to know what type of column it is, right? Suppose if I tell you enter what do you call name, and if I've given the name as number field, you cannot even enter your name, right? Because your name is not a number, correct? We should not allow a user to enter any random information because we want to keep the data quality clean. Do you all agree?
Yes.
So if
Because
I tell,
some in the candidate it is we have to write it is an alphabetical. In the date of birth we have to give in numerical.
very good.
So
So date
we
of
need
birth
to
should be good.
we need to categorize for the name we need to get alphabetical. For the date of birth we need to give an numerical numbers. Like that we need to specify it according to the that
Type, right?
type.
We need to
Yes.
specify the type of data what we want. So what Salesforce is doing is it's divided the data types into three categories. That's why you see thin line here. Okay. What are the three categories of data types? Read only data type, relationship data type, and generic data type. Okay, so today we are going to learn only the generic data type. We'll come back on read only and relationship tomorrow. Okay, because it's a bigger concept. But generic one is the easiest. Anybody can learn this very quickly. Okay, so if I pause here for a moment, right, try to scan these data types really quick. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of this screen and we will go back to our OneNote and see what can be the type for these fields based on what you review here. Okay, so I'm going to pause here for 2 minutes. And if you're not understanding some data type here, no, please let me know because these are very straightforward. I need not explain to you what is date time, what is email. Like this is straightforward. But in case you're not understanding one of these data types, then please call out. Okay. Okay. So are you all in line with what these data types are,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we'll go back to our screen where we decided different fields. Okay. And we will map the data type for each of these fields. Okay. So what do you think should be the data type for candidate name? I mean, this is already created, right? What was it?
Text.
Text. Very good. What should be date of birth?
Numerical.
Date.
Time.
Date.
Date. Okay.
Academic.
Now, one of you said time. Okay. I don't want to call it wrong. Okay. But it depends upon the use case.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why Salesforce has categorized the data type as date, date time, and time. So
Okay.
when do you need to use date? So for a person who's joining a company, right, who's attending an interview, right, they don't need the date of birth and the time of birth, right? Why would anybody ask, okay, what time were you born? Please attend the interview at so and so. No, right? They only ask you what date were you born, maybe the DOB to understand your age or something. But nobody asks you what is the time you were born in order to attend the interview, right? So in this case, it does not make sense. But somebody did mention time, right? It can make sense if it is a hospital application. Getting my point? If you are I mean, when you're born in a hospital, the hospital maintains a database for your date of birth and the time of birth. So even if you go back today to that hospital and ask what time you were born, they will have that data, right? So if it is a medical or health or healthcare application or a medical application, then DOB you can make use of the date time or just time. Making sense when to use what?
Yes.
So this right now will be date. What about qualification?
Text.
Okay. See, I don't want to say text is wrong, but as admins, okay, what you have to think is to make the work of an end user effortless, right? How can you make the end user's work effortless when he has to enter less number of fields? Suppose, let's say you guys apply for passport, and if I tell you to enter 100 fields, 100 text fields, you will be irritated, right? You will think, oh my God, how many questions are they asking? How much do I have to type?
You can give checkbox kind of like
It should.
qualification. Yeah.
Pick list, somebody said.
It should be pick
Qualification,
list.
yeah, pick list. I would prefer a pick list, okay? And definitely not a checkbox, okay? You don't want to say whether you're qualified or not,
Like if
right?
in
They'd be
applications
confused.
like MBA, beside that we'll have a box kind of, like we will be keeping a tick mark, no? So that according to that I told.
Okay, yeah. But here MBA is not a field, right?
Like no,
Application.
no, no, in the under the qualification, we for the job we will be knowing for BTech or MBA, they'll give in the application form
Yeah.
and just tick mark it. Then it is nothing but a checkbox kind of,
Mhm.
like that I told.
Yeah, so that means you need to create a lot of check boxes, right? MBA will be one checkbox.
Like
Get
based on the requirement, when we are categorizing a candidate, will be differentiation according to the, like it is a SAP. For the SAP we are taking the BTech students and also the MBA students. Then we will keep a checkbox like both MBA and the BTech. So according to that, the
Yeah, if you
person will
want to
be
do that, then you cannot do it using admin. You need to write a code for that.
okay.
Whatever you are telling me, no, the requirements. If
Yes,
it is
yes.
SAP, then show this and let them allow to checkbox. If you want to achieve that, then you have to
Yes.
build the logic on the force.com.
Okay. Thank you.
But if you want to just have a simple setup and keep it like okay, they can select one qualification, the highest one. Like if they've done B, if they've done beyond B, MBA, then they can select MBA. So they can go for pick lists. I mean, text is also okay. And whatever you explained, right? Is that Ramya?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so whatever you explained, right, that also can be done, but not using what do you call admin. Okay, you need to
Okay.
write a code. Okay.
Okay.
Next, country. Sorry, city.
Pick list.
Pick list. Excellent. So I'm going to continue the same thing. I guess
Pick list.
we're all aligned with this.
Pick list.
Very good. Address.
Text area.
Very good. Text area. So you can keep whatever, okay, long, and like there are so many text areas, perhaps, right? Like there's long, there's rich. I would suggest, yeah, go with text area only because address will be within 255 characters. So that's good. What about email ID?
Email.
Very good. What about years of experience?
Number.
Very
Number.
Number.
Mobile?
Number.
Mobile.
Sorry, come
Mobile.
again.
Numbers only.
Number is incorrect. Okay.
Phone. Phone.
Phone. Yes. See, the difference between phone and number, right? Suppose if you gave the mobile as number, then when you enter the data, it will look like this. Okay. This is how the number field will look like.
Okay.
But if you give phone, no, then it can take something like this.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why any phone field can be a phone field itself. Then application number.
Number.
Something better? Can you guys think of?
Auto number.
Very good. So auto number. Why auto number? Because you don't want to sit and track, okay, application number 1. Then you don't want to keep a track of which application next. It becomes so difficult, right, for a person who's entering the data. So auto number would be a good option. What about salary? Fixed salary, variable salary.
Currency. Currency.
Very good. Currency. Let's see. What about currency CTC?
Currency.
For now, we'll give currency, but we can also do this thing called formula. Okay. We haven't touched this. I mean, I didn't show you this side of the screen, but you can go with a formula because current CTC will be A plus B, right? But I'll keep it currency for now.
We cannot give pick list like 3.2 to like they'll have an option 0 to 3.5 like or 2.5 to 5.5 CTC and another checklist like that, like pick list.
Yeah.
We cannot give the pick list.
We can give it. That's also a good option. But if you want the exact current CTC of this candidate,
Yes.
right? Then that's a question to ask, right? As administrators, you need to think of this, correct? So you can ask your business analyst or the business that, do you want the option like this or do you want the exact? So if they say they want exact, then your data type will be currency. But if they say they want to get approx, then you can put what you said, Ramya, pick list.
Okay. Thank you.
Location type.
Geolocation.
I think we can give a pick list only. I think I didn't define you guys properly. Type is nothing but I think one of you were telling, no, like onshore, are they ready to travel outside? All these things,
Then we can give pick list, no? Like if the
Yeah.
the company is giving Hyderabad location, Bangalore location, then we can give pick list.
What about skills? Skills.
Text.
Text is good. Anything better? Can you guys think of?
Pick list.
So pick list means they can select only one, right? What if I am skilled at Salesforce and
Multi pick list.
multi pick list? Then fresher.
We can give pick list.
Yeah, we can give pick list or checkbox. If you give pick list, you can say yes or no. Checkbox means just one checkbox.
Yeah.
Okay. Then marital status, I think same.
Pick list.
Gender also you can give
Pick
same.
list.
A lot of pick lists here.
Pick list.
Languages known, pick lists. Okay. Let's just see what is it that we did not cover. Okay. So we covered checkbox, we covered currency, date, time we did not cover. Okay, in this use case, I don't think we require date time at all. Okay.
Percentage.
Then email we covered, geolocation we did not cover. I don't think we need a geolocation for the candidate object. Anything we don't require. Then number this week, a percentage we didn't cover. Yeah, if you want, we can cover that. Saying percentage of hike expected, right? You can give percentage here. Getting this? And phone, picklers, blah, 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 blah. Okay. URL we didn't cover. So maybe you can put LinkedIn profile here. So this will be your fields. And what I want you guys to try is create these fields. Okay. I'll show you one and you can do the rest. What I'm going to do is create one. I'll create country pick list. So how do I do that? I go to fields and relationship. I click on pick list. I do next. I'm choosing pick list because there are like so many pick list fields. Other fields are also same way, very easy to create. Just 3 steps, max 4 steps. What is the field name I want to give? Country. Right? And what are the values I have to give in the pick list? I have to type that here, which are the different country values, right? I want to give India, USA, UK. 3 countries I'll give for now. Display values in alphabetical order. So it's going to display I, then this and this, right? It's going to display it alphabetically. Then you can put description, whatever you want. Help text, country in which you were born. Please enter your birth country.
What are the
I'll tell you.
remaining 2 checkbox?
Sorry?
The remaining 2 checkbox, what define it is? Use first value as default value and restrict.
This one, huh?
No. This use first value as a default value.
Yeah, so whatever is the first value, suppose I say I think everything went off, USA, UK. What is the first value here? India, right? So if I checkbox this, that means India will show as a default pick list when I create the user. When I create the candidate. Okay. If I don't select this, it will show none.
If we select first value of default, then in India, some states, if we want a sublist, then we need to keep click on that.
No, this is just country field. We have not created state field only, right? This is only country, right?
Okay.
I will create state after creating country. Remember, this is only country. State is not even created yet. Okay. First value in the pick list. What is the first value here? What is the first value? India. So if I want to keep India as the default, then I can keep India. Okay. By selecting this, but I don't want to select so that you guys can see what was the default value when we create this. Okay. If I want, I can make this field required, but I will not make this field required. Okay. That means mandatory, right? I cannot save the record without entering this value. That is what is required. Once I do that, I'm going to do next. Skip this step. Okay. I mean, skip understanding the step and always select you visible. We are going to anyway learn this as part of security. Okay. In detail, very much in detail, we will learn. Now, whenever you're creating any field, go ahead and select this checkbox visible, right? And make sure everybody sees this field and do next. And then save. So we have created a field now. I want to test it. Can you guys guide me on how to go and see if this field is available on the candidate?
App launcher.
Mm-hmm. So
Standard.
every
Go to
time I
setup.
don't have, yeah, so every time I don't have to go to the app launcher. Okay, I can now directly, I'm already in iTech. So I can simply click on candidate tab, correct? And I can select the candidate. I have to refresh the page, however, because I just added, right? So now country field is added. You see this help text that I just added. Please enter your birth country. And what should I see if I click on the pencil icon? I see none because I didn't select the default as India, right? Now, if I select this, I see India, UK, USA in alphabetical order. Understanding this?
Yes.
So this is what is field creation. Whatever I put on the chat, okay. Can we add number in text area? Yes, you can add number in text area. So text is a combination of number and alpha. It's alphanumeric field text. Okay. So what I request you all to do is go through this pick list. Go through this field list that I have added and create these fields by yourself. Right. Go ahead and create these fields, and we'll connect in tomorrow's session and continue with the next topic. Okay. So today we basically did we created an object. We created one field, rather two fields. We learned about generic data types. We learned how to create a tab. Tomorrow we'll continue with fields. Okay, like we'll complete tomorrow data types. So once we complete data types, then we'll go to the next topic. So any questions in today's class? Are we good? Are you all good?
Yes.
Okay, good to hear that. I'm going to stop the recording.